Hello everybody, this is Jana Honor, and today what we are going to go through today is my horror licensed animatronic collection. And there are a couple that will not be showcased in this video, such as, even though he's not horror, he is licensed, but Oogie Boogie, and then Wicked Witch of the West, and Shorty from Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So those three will unfortunately not be in this video. I do have Oogie Boogie here, but he is back in his box, and I just didn't feel like having to put him together and then take him back apart and throw him back in the box. But yeah, this is my collection. I'm going to go through, tell you guys where I got them, how I got them, rough estimate of how much I paid. Some of these came in Facebook Marketplace lots, so I'm going to have to give like a rough estimate on them, which is going to be mostly accurate, but not ridiculously off. So yeah, let's get started. Here we have Twisty. He is my most recent that I got. We moved into a new house and got this guy literally as we were moving in. We found him through a neighbor, which I was thoroughly grateful for. We did not have Twisty. He unfortunately does not have the box, but I don't care. I think he is awesome. So his mask does come off. Twisty is from American Horror Story. Whoops, and his mask just fell on the ground. But yeah, that is Twisty. He does not move or anything. His arms are fully posable. His hands are latex, and his head is a very high quality foam-filled latex. So now we will move on. Up next, we have, I believe, the 2011 model, Jason Voorhees. This was a store display at Kmart. I was told that by the person I bought it from. Speaking of person I bought it from, I purchased this off of a local sale app, which is unfortunately not around anymore. I purchased this off of Let Go. Let Go was basically essentially like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, OfferUp, all those sales sites. But Let Go was bought out by OfferUp, so it is not really around anymore. So I purchased this guy for $200. He came with the adapter, the locking pins, the stabilizers that go in the base, and I did not have the box at the time, but I am getting a box to one and a trade through a bunch of other stuff, so I will have the box for this guy. And his eye has never looked back and forth. I did not want to take the mask off to try and repair it, because I did try to take the mask off and it started to rip around the eyes, and I did not want that. So I was like, I can live with the eyes not moving. So his eye does not move. And then shortly after, the body turn just gave out, like it just fried. So the body turn is wired to the eye turning function, so the body turn can work. So yeah, we'll go ahead and turn him on. It's super awesome. And now we will move on to our next Jason. Up next, we have my 2007 Jason Voorhees, which needed an absurd amount of repairs. When I got it, all it did was turn the head, move its eyes, and make sound. So the arm was snapped, the mechanism gears were all messed up, the body turn had a busted gear, and the shoulder frame and body frame was completely shattered. So I had another 2007 Jason, which was fried. I parted it out and gave it and gave his parts to this one to have a fully functional original 07 Jason. So this prop is kind of Frankenstein's between 3 different animatronics, between his original parts from a dead-eyed Drake, which is actually over there. He is also kind of Frankenstein currently, but they both work. And they also the original 2007 Jason. So I do have the box for this guy. I purchased this one off of Facebook, had it shipped to me. It was roughly about $320 total after shipping. I feel that is totally worth it. I absolutely love Jason. So we will go ahead and activate him. Again, turn on the extension cord here. And eventually the head turning gear will need to be replaced as it is splitting. Now we will move on to Leatherface. And here is Leatherface. Leatherface is easily in my top 3, just overall of the animatronics of these horror figures. I absolutely love this guy. This guy also needed an insane amount of repairs. He was pretty jacked up and really jacked up for the price I paid. So I do have the box for this guy, which is awesome. He even has the instructions, the adapter box, the packing pins, all of this stuff. He has all of the original stuff. The box is not in amazing shape, but it is still there and usable. So I paid roughly around $500 for this guy, which people are like, oh my gosh, that's so insane. This piece, broken beyond repair, sells for over $2,000. Just imagine how much you would get, how much I could get for mine right here that is fully functional and has everything. I put a lot of time into this thing to make it perfect. So for starters, the blade was snapped. The blade was not there. Well, it did have the blade, but it was not attached. It was rotted and cracked into pieces. So around 5-6 years ago, I did purchase a regular large this size Jimmy chainsaw, not the Leatherface chainsaw, just a regular brown black chainsaw, in case I did get a Leatherface, because it is a common issue that the blade is broken. So I bought that on an after sale really well into the next year. It was January when I found it in the store. I couldn't believe it was still there. They gave it to me for around $2, which this was at the at-home store. I got it for around $2, and I held on to it. I almost considered selling it because they were going for like $100. And I was like, no, I gotta hold on to this thing. In case I get a Leatherface. And then 2 weeks later, after that debate, I found Leatherface. So I was very, very grateful for that. And so other issues this guy had is the body did not turn side to side. That is an incredibly common issue. The body turn motor was dead, and the shaft gear was split. Replaced both of those. The motor I got out of the 07 Jason I used to fix that Jason. And then the moving arm had a snapped gear, which I was able to replace with another Leatherface, which is being traded off to somebody for them to do all kinds of crazy repairs to. The Leatherface was basically busted beyond repair, and then it got even more broken in shipping. I paid probably around $100 for that one. I genuinely do not remember, but yeah. And then the head turn also worked off and on, and the eyes did not look back and forth. Those were very simple fixes. They were split gears, replaced them probably 30 minutes, and then he was all good to go. So he is all good to go now, and we'll go ahead and activate him a couple of his activation cycles. go through one more, and then we'll move on to Ghostface. And over here we have Ghostface. I scored this guy in a lot with the 07 Jason that I parted out to fix both that Jason and Leatherface. And no, I'm sorry, that was a completely different lot. I got this Ghostface with a Dr. Shivers and Count Vigor all together for $350. That was an absolute steal. So roughly, I probably paid around $112 for this guy, which was an absolute steal. It does have the phone, but it does not have the original box. When I got this guy, the body turn did not work, but everything else did. And before people say, oh, he's not fully working, his eyes don't light up, the eyes lighting up was so stupid. I cut the wire. I was not dealing with that. The eyes lighting up was probably one of the stupidest design choices I've seen on an animatronic. This thing's eyes do not even glow in the movies. So yeah, he's fully functional now. His body turn kind of works off and on because I need a new motor, and I have not been able to locate a new motor for him. So it might work off and on. It might work throughout this video. I will be ecstatic if it works the entire video. So yeah, I will go ahead and plug him in.
What's your favorite scary movie? Hello, Sydney. You hang up on me and I'll cut through your neck until I feel bone. Hello, Sydney. Friends count, but it's the family ties that cut deep. Who is this? This is the last person you're ever gonna see alive. Welcome home, Sydney. You're a survivor, aren't you, Sydney? What good's it to be a survivor if everyone close to you is dead? You can't save them. All you can do is watch.
Now we will move on to Chucky. This is the newer 2021 version of the Bump and Go Chucky from Spirit Halloween. Actually I didn't pay anything for this guy. I got him as a Christmas gift. So I'll venture to say he costed, I believe, $110, which actually that might be a lot. I honestly don't know what this guy retailed for. I do have the box, and I think he is super, super cool. You can purchase him online on Spirit's website still. I'm not entirely sure. He was very hard to find last year. Around the season that he was out, he came out late November, early December, and yeah, there's not really much else for me to say about this guy. I do have his box as well, and I'll go ahead and turn him on. He might not roam very well on this tile because of the grooves in between the tiles.
Who the hell are you? A true classic never goes out of style. Now sit back and learn from the master. I don't have a problem with killing. I like a little killing now and then. What's wrong with that? Now the first thing we gotta do is get me out of this body once and for all. It's showtime.
Up next, we have Frankenstein. So this guy I also purchased locally. I purchased him for roughly about $250 from a guy that was moving and was very, very sad that he couldn't take it. So this prop, the head did not move side to side, and the arms motors were very, very locked up. So the head, just a simple shaft gear replacement, and the arms, I did not have to replace the arm motors, which I'm very, very glad about because I have no idea where you would purchase those motors. So I sprayed the inside with WD-40 until they got going. There was all kinds of gunk in there that just fell out. Like the WD-40 turned black and was just dripping on the floor. It was, the inside of his motors were disgusting. So after probably a couple hours of washing out the motors, activating him every so often, getting him gunked out, he works. And I am very grateful. I unfortunately do not have his box. Hopefully one day I will get both him and Scream's box. Maybe I'll find another set in Facebook somewhere that has the boxes, and I'll keep the boxes and then sell them without the box. So yeah, we'll go ahead and activate him.
It's alive!
I'll go through 2 more of his activations, which I believe there might only be 2 more. Now we will move on to the Walking Dead girl. So here is Summer, the teddy bear girl from The Walking Dead. This prop I purchased off of Mercari with the box and everything for roughly about, I want to say, $80. They had it listed for a long time. They just wanted it gone. I believe they originally wanted around $200, and I messaged them, hey, would you take around $80? Because with shipping and everything, it comes out to just around $100, and they were like, sure. So I got her. She does have the box. I believe I already mentioned that. And she does not work. She does not roam, which I do not care. I do not like the roaming aspect because these roamers are very, very hard to use in displays for me personally. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do away with the base, put the circuitry in her shoulders, and input a shaking motor. So that is what I would like to do. I don't know if I will get to it, but if I do, I will definitely make an updated video. So I'll go ahead and turn her on and show you just the audio that she has. And up next we have Pinhead from Hellraiser. As simple as this guy is animation-wise, I absolutely love him so much. He is my favorite. So just like during the day, if I'm just going about my day, doing stuff around the house, I will usually have him plugged in just because I thoroughly enjoy just hearing his phrases throughout the day and watching him go. So I paid $300 even for this guy. I got him off of Facebook with the box. And I got him from the same seller as a couple of these other guys. I actually got him from the same seller that I got Frankenstein, Ghostface, and Hannibal Lecter, as we'll talk about later on. So this guy does have the box, and the collapsing mechanism was very finicky on him when it would be very hard to get him down and very hard to get him back up. So what I did is I sprayed the joints with WD-40, and then he was all good to go. His head turn also did not work. It was a split shaft gear, which was very, very easy to replace. Just pop off a couple screws, replace the gear, screw it all back together. And then later on, the mouth shaft gear split, which was very nerve-wracking because I was very, very scared about taking off the mask because I was petrified that I was going to break some of the pins. But something that I believe was very smart of Jimmy to do when designing this prop, if I can get the zipper to go down just a little bit in the back here, is his head actually has a pre-made slit in the back. and it is just super glued. I was able to very carefully peel it back and peel the mask off over the face and chisel off a little bit of super glue that was on the underside there and get it back in there. So what I believe it was an 8-tooth gear in this guy that had to get replaced, and I did not bother super gluing it back. I did put just a very, very small dot here, enough to move the mask with the mouthpiece, but enough that it would come off no problem if the eyes or something were to go out. So I will go ahead and plug him in now. I'll go through quite a few of his phrases because some of them are kind of short.
You suffer beautifully.
I will also turn off the lights for a couple of his phrases.
I am pain. Pain has a face. Allow me to show it to you. Welcome to the worst nightmare of all, reality. Which do you prefer, pleasure or pain? Personally, I prefer pain.
And now I'll go turn off the lights.
Welcome to the worst nightmare of all, reality. Which do you prefer, pleasure or pain? Personally, I prefer pain.
Now we are moving on to Rob Zombie's Michael Myers. This guy I got off of a friend through Facebook. I paid roughly about $400 for this guy, which at the time, which was only 3 years ago. I want to say 3 years ago, 2019. At the time, that was like peak value for this guy. And now you see this 3 years from literally just 2019. It is going for nearly $1,000. You will never find this particular one for under $800, and it is insane. And normally when you do, they are indeed very, very broken. So this guy I purchased fully working, and originally did not have the box, but at Texas Haunters Convention I found one with the box. I purchased it, and I will likely be selling or trading it without the box, because I do want the box for mine. And yeah, I will let you guys know and update y'all. I have not 100% decided what I'm going to do yet. I might keep it as a backup, because something like this I would love to take to the events that we do. And if something were to happen to my only one and it was not repairable, I would be personally very, very upset, because these are very, very valuable pieces, and I really, really want them to work, as I very, very much enjoy them. So this guy has always fully worked. I've never had any issues with him, and I'll go ahead and plug him in. Up next, we have the H2O Michael Myers. And this guy I do have the box for. And a lot of people aren't going to believe me, but I assure you I will. If I can find the screenshot, it will be on your screen right now. I found this guy on eBay for $300 shipped. Free shipping with tax and everything. I paid roughly about $330. That is an absolute steal for this prop. fully working, and with the box. I've never had any issues with this guy. I could not believe it actually fully worked and that I actually received the item. I thought that I was going to have to file a claim with eBay because I genuinely did not think I was going to actually receive the item. So the only downside to that purchase is that the seller shipped it in the original box with no packing whatsoever. But it arrived here in one piece, as you can see, and it looks incredible. I am so thankful that it survived shipping with no packing. So I will go ahead and plug him in and show him to you in action. Up next, we have the 2018 Trick or Treat Studios Michael Myers Animatronic. I purchased this kind of impulsively because I saw it in person and I was like, okay, I absolutely adore this thing. I have to have it. So I'm a huge fan of Michael Myers, and I did get a discount on this guy. I purchased it from a local Halloween store that, well, I guess not local. The store is roughly about 3 hours away. But they always give us a discount because we drive 3 hours just to go and see them at their store because we love the people there. The people there are so kind and helpful. They went above and beyond to get us an animatronic that we were looking for one time, and they dug it out the very back of their store, of their back stock, just for us. And I was so grateful for that. So we go and see them every now and then because they're such awesome people. The store is called Freaky Finds. They are located in New Braunfels, Texas. If you get the chance, definitely go and check them out. Such wonderful and lovely people at that store. So this guy, I believe, runs. How much does this guy run? I paid around $450 for this guy. So he runs $750, and I paid roughly about $450. Yes, that is a lot of money. But I love supporting that store. It is a locally owned, kind of family-run store. I love giving them money any chance I get to keep them in business because they always have some really, really cool stuff in there. They are huge fans of Distortions Unlimited, so they always have Distortion stuff in there, and it's awesome to see that stuff in person because I really like being able to see these things in person before I decide if I really want to blow the money on it. So this guy, I would say for the $450 was well worth it. So this is all the prop does. It does run continuously until you unplug it. And it is a very, very high quality piece. The hands are a very, very thick latex. The entire body underneath the jumpsuit is a very, very high quality foam filled latex. And there is a metal frame going through it to make it stand. This prop is only technically four pieces. It is the body with the arms and head attached, the two legs, and then the base. That is all he really is, and this is all he really does. So now we will move on to Hannibal Lecter. And right here is Hannibal Lecter. This guy I purchased from the same seller as I mentioned earlier, as Pinhead, Ghostface, Frankenstein, excuse me. I tried to call him Brain Monster for a second. And my original 2007 Jason. So I purchased this one for $300. This one does not have the box, unfortunately. Would love to get the box someday. And the mask and eyes did not work. The mask was a very, very tedious task. You have to take the entire mechanism out, pop the mask off, and then on top of that, you have to get it lined up properly, which lining it up is really the only tedious part about it. Placing the gear is very simple. Getting the mask off is very simple. It's getting it lined up properly to move is what's very tedious. The eye mechanism, very easy fix. Just take out the eyes, place the gear, screw it back in. That's all it is. So I will go ahead and activate him for you.
Closer, please. Closer. Well, hello, Clarice. A census taker once tried to test me.
Looks like I need to tighten the spring in his head because the mask is starting to fall down.
And a nice Chianti.
That is something I can work on after I get out of
I
work
have a
tomorrow.
few conditions of my own.
I'll run through 1 or 2 more phrases and then we'll go on to Freddy.
Quid pro quo, I tell you things, you tell me things. Just one more thing. Love your suit.
Up next, we have the 2010 Freddy Krueger. And I have to say, before filming this and moving into the new house, he was fully working. But unfortunately, his arm raising mechanism gear has split, which I was definitely expecting that. Purchased it 4 or 5 years ago off of OfferUp for, believe it or not, $100. Complete steal. I will include a screenshot right here on your screen. If I'm able to find it, you will be seeing it on your screen right now. And so, yeah, that was an absolute steal for this guy. The guy didn't know if it worked at all. He lost the power cord and he wanted to try a cord from his cable box because I was driving 2 hours for this guy. And he wanted to make sure it worked if I was going to drive 2 hours. And I was like, please do not plug in your cable box cord, because if it works, it definitely will not after plugging in who knows what voltage that cable box was into it. Whatever it is, it was definitely not no 9 volts. It was more than likely a 12 or 24 volt on that cable box. So it did fully work prior to this video. But when I did purchase him, the fingers did not move and the head turn did not move. And later on, probably a couple months later, the mouth stopped working, which I then fixed all of that. And I will now need to fix the arm raising mechanism. So yeah, I absolutely love this figure. It looks straight out of the movie. It is insane how screen accurate the head is on this guy. So he is already plugged in, so I'm going to go ahead and activate him for you guys. I'll go through a couple of his phrases and then his song.
Ready or not, here I come.
You can see the arm tries to go up a little bit, but can't because of that split gear.
Remember me? You can't hurt me.
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, better lock your door. 5, 6, grab a crucifix. 7, 8, gonna stay up late. 9, 10, never sleep again.
So here is the original Freddy Krueger, and I bet you guys are wondering, oh my gosh, he looks so different. What is up with him? So his original face looks horrid. It is atrocious. I purchased a Trick or Treat Studios mask, put it on him. I think it looks a lot better personally. It definitely does not fit exactly how I want it to, but I'd rather look at this than the horrid face that is underneath. So this guy's mouth does not move. I did not care. It was going to be under the mask. You weren't going to see it moving anyway. So I paid $250 for this guy off of Facebook through the best Halloween store ever. And I bet you guys are wondering, wow, there's no way you only paid $250 from the best Halloween store ever. They did not know what they had. They think all these spirit props, cheap, not valuable. Granted, this is one of the better built animatronics from Spirit. This is one of the older classic ones, built to last. But yeah, they sold it to me for $250, and with shipping, I believe it came out to roughly about $300, which I would say was worth it. I think he's really, really cool. So he is plugged in, and we'll go ahead and activate him.
Oh, what's wrong? Did someone have a nightmare? Halloween will be the stuff that nightmares are made of.
Now we will move on to Georgie. Completely forgot to mention, but yes, I do have the box for both of my Freddy Krueger animatronics. Here is Georgie. I purchased him about 2 years ago in 2020 from Party City. I personally feel he was very, very expensive for what he is. He is very small. Not surprising. It's Georgie. Georgie is a child, not a full adult. And he only has the one motion with the arm moving back and forth. I know they made it expensive because it's Pennywise. It's a clown. Well, Georgie isn't a clown, but the movie is based off a clown. All of that stuff is huge, huge money in the Halloween and horror industry. So this guy, I might be butchering the price. I want to say it was either $150 or $180. I got it with a coupon. However much that was back when Party City still had 20% off coupons. Now they have 15% off coupons. Don't ask me what happened there. So I do have the box for this prop, and him with Pennywise are always a huge, huge hit on Halloween. Everybody loves them. The amount of times we have had people try to take selfies with them both, and then Pennywise jumps and they completely lose their mind and scream and run is hilarious. I'm gonna set these guys up by our porch camera this year so we could get some of those scares hopefully on camera for you guys and show them to you guys. So Georgie is plugged in, and now we'll go ahead and activate him.
Come with me. You'll float too. You'll float too. You will do.
And over here we have Pennywise. He is currently resetting. This is not the original model. This is the 2022 model. I do have the original 2019 model, but the face was latex. I absolutely hate latex, especially this thin latex that is on a couple of these animatronics. His latex is horridly thin. It is really, really bad. It is like a balloon thickness latex. It is horrible. The newer one is vinyl. It's not gonna rot. These newer models, as you can see, obviously do not look as good as the original, but this one is gonna be around a lot longer than the original, so I bought into it. This guy I purchased when it first dropped on Amazon in July. It was $270. It is now $300. Actually, I believe it is more than $300. I think it is around $330 now on Amazon, and if it's even still in stock. But yeah, I got it before the $50 price jump, which I am very thankful for. And this model, while it may not look incredible face-wise, it is built way, way better than the original. This guy has 2 relay switches for the retracting mechanism, because as a lot of people know, the original one had issues with the timer switch breaking, and it would keep trying to go down when it was already all the way down, and it would make a clicking sound and break the gears. So they did that and have a backup relay on there in case a wire goes off or one of those relays fails, which I'm very thankful for. It also has a way, way larger control box. The shoes are weighted now. The welding down there is much, much better. The balloon arm has a much thicker posable wire in it. And the overall just mechanical build on this guy is so, so much better. The original one looks better, but overall, the 2022 model is the way to go. It is built so much better. It is going to last you a lot longer. So he is plugged in, so the moment I move even an inch, he's probably going to go off like that. And that's another thing I forgot to mention. The time it jumps is timed so much better.
I'll take him. I'll take all of you. And I'll feast on your flesh as I feed on your fear.
I'll go through, I guess just all of his phrases. I believe he only has 4.
Where are you going? If you lived here, you'd be home by now.
I'm gonna go ahead and scoot him back a little bit because he's kind of jumping into the shelf behind him.
We'll float down here. Yes, we do. This isn't real enough. It's not real enough for you. It wasn't real enough for Georgie.
I'll go through one more. I believe that is all of his phrases.
Well, I'm Pennywise, the dancing clown. I'll take all of you, and I'll feast on your flesh as I feed on your fear.
Right here we have Sam from Trick or Treat. I purchased him the first year he came out in 2020 from my local Spirit Halloween store. I want to say he was $170. I do not remember exactly what that was, but I did use my discounts on this guy, and I want to say he was $120, $130 with the discounts. I don't really remember. It was 3 years ago, 2019. But yeah, I love this guy. He's really, really cool. I do have his box, obviously, as he is newer, and I did purchase him in stores. And I did kind of change him up a little bit. Nothing crazy. But all I did was flip the lollipop around as he does do the stabbing motion. And it just makes more sense to make it look like he's stabbing with the lollipop. So I will go ahead and plug him in for you guys. And here is the new for 2022 Spirit Halloween Reagan from the Exorcist. She retails for $279.99. I purchased her with my employee discount and got her for roughly around $200, which I absolutely love this piece. Even if I didn't work at the store, I definitely would have paid the full $280 for this girl, excuse me. I love this piece, and I absolutely just love the sculpt. It is so much better as the original one, which we will get to soon. And I love that it has the bed straps. I love the projector aspect with Pazuzu back behind her. I just think she's incredible. I did modify her to shake because I feel like she needed to do something more. So she does shake now when she spins her head. And yeah, I will go ahead and activate her.
What an excellent day for an exorcism. It would bring us together. You and us.
I'll turn off the lights for her last activation so you can see the projector.
I'm not Reagan. I'm the devil.
I'll go ahead and turn off the lights.
Your mother's in here with us, guys. Would you like to leave a message? I'll see that she gets it.
And last but certainly not least, we have the original model of the animatronic Reagan from The Exorcist. I purchased this in stores in 2017 from Halloween City. I want to say her retail was $160. I did get her discounted because she was a display and they thought she was broken because she was not working anymore. I want to say they gave her to me half off, but it turns out the batteries were just dead. So, I'm not complaining. I do have her box and her tag. And yeah. This one, just, it's insane seeing the two side by side, the new and the old. And just seeing all of like the perfections that the new one has sculpt-wise. It is incredible. So this one does have a more yellow face, and she does have a couple of spots where her paint has chipped off because she has fallen over a couple of times, unfortunately. But this particular model that I have only runs on batteries. The original Spirit Halloween models can also run on a 6-volt adapter, but mine can only run on 4 AA batteries. And her batteries are pretty low, so she does not move as quickly as she is supposed to. So please bear with me. Her head takes a while to get around. So I will go ahead and activate her by her chimey button. I'm gonna scoot her over just a little bit. I'll probably go through 2 or 3 more of her phrases. She has quite a few. And now her batteries are dying even more. Her head can't even get all the way around before it times out. So I'll just do one more and then we will conclude the video.
Do you know what she did? Your haunting daughter?
Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe.